Massive fire near Nelson continues to burn into its fifth day. There are now major concerns about what will happen tomorrow when the wind is forecast to strengthen. The fire now covers 21,000 hectares with a perimeter of 27 kilometres, the country's largest forest fire since 1955. There have been more than 2,500 people evacuated from 1,100 homes in Pigeon Valley and Wakefield. To help deal with that, 110 extra police have been brought in. While in the air, more than 20 helicopters are involved, with 2 fixed-wing planes, making it New Zealand's biggest ever aerial firefight. Our reporters, Nicole Bremner and Lisa Davies, are at the scene. First to you, Nicole. There's a lot of machinery and manpower involved. How has the fight against the fire gone today?
Well, Melissa, this race against time has really ramped up today. The winds have been lighter than usual and it's been a bit cooler, and that's enabled this airfield to have the helicopters in the air virtually every 3 minutes. They come in, refuel and they leave again. So far today the aircraft have dumped nearly 500,000 litres of foam and water onto the blaze that's blazing in the hills behind us, and they're not stopping here. They're going to keep going as long as they can, and they'll be in the air until 8:30 tonight. 4 days on and the battle against the Nelson blazes rages on. One News this afternoon getting an aerial look at the hive of activity. Helicopters, water tankers, fixed-wing aircraft, all part of the operation, which has now reached a critical point.
I'm worried about tomorrow, to be honest. We're in the hands of the gods when it comes to wind. If we have winds that get anywhere near 50 k's today, we're in trouble.
It's unlikely the choppers which have been bombarding the fires would be able to fly in 50 km/h winds.
The situation remains dynamic, changeable. There is a risk to life, our animals and our property.
On the containment lines in Teapot Valley, helicopters circle overhead, while up to 100 firefighters continue working on the ground.
Hard, dirty work, they're dragging hoses down the hill, they're digging dirt, they're right in amongst it, So that's where, those guys are really doing the hard graft when it comes to putting the fire out.
That work could take weeks. The threat to nearby Wakefield is still very real.
We've been able to slow down the fire but not actually stop it. It's come down the hill and is starting to come out onto the flat. At the moment, up until recent reports, we've been successful in extinguishing all of that fire that has come out onto the flat. Let's hope that we can continue doing that.
And authorities are expecting the fire's volatility to remain for some days.
Residents need to just be aware that this is not going to be over overnight.
Heavy machinery will continue to widen and strengthen fire breaks tonight, but attention now turns back to whether the winds will pick up again to fan the flames, putting even more homes in danger.
OK, Nicole, a lot of talk about the wind and the worries about it getting up tomorrow. Why is it such a big concern?
Well, the Civil Defence Controller has said to us today that wind is the enemy. It's due to pick up tomorrow, and as you've heard, it makes battling the fire difficult, but it also gives the fire a life of its own. It fans the heat of the fire, which is scattered right through the forest. It's just spread for kilometres and kilometres. And the fear here is that the high winds will fan the flames and enable them to jump over the fire breaks that they've put up around the rivers and around Wakefield, and the fire will be pushed across all the precautions that they have in place, and then those homes will be in incredibly grave danger. Melissa.
Right. Thanks very much for the update, Nicole.